Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's a real pleasure to have you with us today. My name is Silvia de Faveri, and I am Research and Learning Manager at Red Noses International. I'm delighted to be guiding our conversation today. Before we begin, I want to invite you to think about something simple and yet very powerful. What transforms a moment of laughter, into a moment of genuine human connection? That question sits right at the heart of our discussion today. And our conversation is called The Learning Behind the Laughter, How Education Shapes Every Smile We Share. And today we will explore how education shapes Red Noses clown artists, how it equips them to create a real social impact through their work, and helps build meaningful, lasting human connection. We're so fortunate today to have with us three wonderful panelists who bring deep experience and insight into this topic. So let me introduce them to you. We have Christophe Dumalin, Chief Artistic Director at Red Noses International. Hello, Christophe.
Hello, nice to be there.
Nice to have you. We have Maria Gundolf, Deputy Artistic Director at Red Noses Germany. Hello, Maria.
Hi.
Hi. And we have Gerda Kamašinė, Senior Nurse at the Specialized Pediatric Department of Vilnius University Hospital Santaros Klinikos in Lithuania. Hi, Gerda.
Hello.
Hi, so great to have you all here. And I think we can dive right into our topic. I have a few questions for you. And I'm really curious to hear what you're gonna say and the perspective you're gonna bring to the discussion. So, Christophe, I'd like to start with you, if that's okay.
Sure.
And my question would be this: Red Noses artists do more than perform. They bring humanity into places of vulnerability. So, how has the organization's educational philosophy evolved to strengthen this kind of human connection?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question because healthcare clowning is relatively young profession, you could say, as clowning is not. It has its own story, and it's really interesting to look at the history of healthcare clowning, because in the beginning, when we started to send clowns in hospitals, it's interesting to think, like, why in the first place do we do that? Why do we send clowns into a hospital? And in the beginning, we had no idea, we had no knowledge, we had no ideas about challenges, opportunities. We don't know about do's and don'ts. So no way to evaluate our work, because very simply we had no experience. We just knew, and that's how it started, we just knew that the character of the clown itself is probably the best character, the best artistic person to go in a place where there is pain and sufferance and unsureness and fear, because we knew that the clown is a character that brings lightness and that can create authentic encounters. This is something that we knew. And it's because the clown has this capacity to connect with the core of the human being, that is connected with the funny side or the playful side of human being. And this we knew that works. That's very simple. Mm-hmm. Also, something that we knew is that if you laugh, you can't be in fear at the same time. So there we could see that if there is an authentic connection with the child, immediately something happening. There is a kind of magical happening. So we knew that, and we discovered that, and we thought, wow, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And then just after a while, starting to observe our audience, who are the people that we encounter, we start to reflect, we start to ask ourselves questions, we start to make research and to have a conversation also in a more professional way. We start to understand what are the needs of these people actually. And it's only there that we understood, oh, it's very interesting to see how can we connect with that. And understanding the needs of the audience gave us the possibility to understand what is it that the clown, how can the clown bring well-being and raise life quality of people that they encounter in the healthcare system, in hospitals, etc. And another thing that we could see and understand is that clowns, the own vulnerability of a clown, that's a tool that helps the clown to connect with other vulnerable people. So observing and understanding the audience helped us to be better prepared and to fine-tune our own methodology. So that's how we could permanently raise the quality of our work. But it took a lot of time.
Thank you, Christophe. And as you said, I mean, so much has changed from the very beginning when, for the first time, the clown entered into hospitals. Now, many years later, there's a whole structure behind Red Noses. We have a full educational program. So I also wanted to ask you, in your opinion, what parts of the education of the clowns help distinguish a Red Noses healthcare clown from another performer?
Yes, so we have in Red Noses, we have a basic education where each clown in our organization has to go through. And of course, a big part of this education is connected with the clown work, with clown technique, with partner work, with the art itself. But a big part of it is also connected exactly, as I said before, it's like how to understand our audiences. And in our Red Noses work and strategy, we define 3 programs, and they are basically very much connected with the audience that we meet. So we work in the healthcare sector where we meet children, we work with senior citizens, and we also work in humanitarian field where we work with people in crisis settings or people which are victims of forced migration. So to understand what are the needs and what are the difficulties, let's say, from those audience, it's something that is very much studied in the basic education. We also have education about psychological and sociological studies. So we really need to understand how the healthcare sector works. We learn a lot about the hospital environment, how does it work. We work a lot together with our partners, the medical staff, and we have somebody which is there and can talk much more about that. So this is very much part of our education as well.
Yeah, thank you, Christophe, for giving us a glimpse into this big education program. It's really a 360 degrees program that covers so many aspects of the work of our clown and improves the quality of how we connect with people. So thanks a lot for that. I would like to ask Maria something, if that's okay. Hello, Maria.
Hello again.
Hi, so great to have your perspective today because you're both an healthcare clown and you're part of the education management team, right? At Red Noses Germany. So my question for you is, having this double role as a healthcare clown and as part of the education management team, how does your own artistic experience shape your approach to planning education?
So first of all, I would like to say that I love this double role, and I'm very happy that I took the decision when I entered the managing level to be a deputy artistic manager. I took this decision very clearly to stay on the field, so to really to stay active as a clown. And because I love it from the bottom of my heart, but I also see the advantages of it, because being in the field, being there and in these changing settings, because I'm there since 20 years. I'm doing this job now for 20 years, and I see the changes, and I see, so the core is quite the same, but the circumstances are really changing, and staying there as a clown enables me to see to feel what does it really need to meet to not only to survive, but really to live there and to be active there and to be supporting, and also what do I need as an artist to stay healthy in these settings. So I feel it from my own experience. I see, is it more like, do we need more skills? Do we need more investment in partnership or in the duo work? Or what is it what we need? I need it, I feel it on my own body. And I can talk with my colleagues. So I'm really very near to my colleagues, because sometimes they have there are other things, other needs, and I'm really very close. So I can really bring this in when we are planning. So next year, what are our main topics? What is it? What is the direction where we want to go? I can really bring in my own expertise or my own experience, and also the experience of my colleagues. But it is also the other way around. So I can bring my managing view, if you want to say so, also in this field, because as a managing director, I know how important it is to be to have strong partnerships with people like Gerda, for example. So it's really important to be and it's getting more and more important, because it's so changing. It's so patients are not so long in the hospital. So it's really important to build these strong partnerships, to work together in this mission of making it easier for the patients to be there. And this is something I bring in from the managing view. So I really, as a clown, I have a strong focus on who is there. Who is my body among the nurses, and how can I really integrate them in our play? So this is something I bring in, and I also sometimes I take my colleagues and I say, yeah, just let's play for the nurses also. So it is like I think it's both sides of this double role really have a benefit from the other. So I'm very happy about it.
Thank you, Maria. Yeah, it's very precious to have this double role and to be able to be there in first person, to see, what you can bring there and how you can improve the work of the clown, and at the same time to connect with the staff there. So actually, I wanted to ask you a little bit more about this. Could you tell us a little bit more, what role does the feedback from the medical staff and the patients play in shaping the educational program?
It does. It is. I would like to a little bit to change the question because I was thinking about it, and what is it? What there is not a one-way ticket. Like they say, oh, could you do more? I don't know. Could you do more juggling, or could you do more magic tricks or something? And then we say, okay, yeah, then we do it. So it's not this way. It's also more like, as I said, as by experiencing, by getting the feedback, not the verbal feedback, but by seeing what are the reactions from the staff, from the nurses, from the doctors. And it's more like this. I'm taking this in, and I'm translating it for our educational focus. But where there is one field where there is a very direct exchange, and it is with this format of humor seminars. We're doing humor seminars with the staff. And in those projects where we are active as clowns, it is real exchange with them. So we, for example, for the intensive smile program, where we are with the child from the hospital room really into the surgery, where we take this long, sometimes very long journey, and it's really a long journey through the hospital, through all the hallways and everything. It lasts sometimes for more than, I don't know, 10 minutes or something like that. We meet a lot of people there, and really other patients and people from the transport, and it's really a journey. And during this journey, we all have the same mission, because everybody wants to make this journey less fearful. We want to make it easy. We want to make it not the journey from the hospital room to the surgery. It's more like it's a journey of a queen or a king, or it's the journey of it's an adventure, because we are on the rocket or we are on the ship, and we try to really transform it into it, and to take the fear and to lower the stress. And in this, we are really under the same roof with everybody who is involved in this journey. And this experience let us design a workshop, for example, together with the medical staff, where we go through this journey. Every station, we go through this journey. We say, okay, what does really happen at this phase of the journey? What do you need at this, and what could we do? And to understand each other, and to say, okay, at this point you need really concentration, really read something calm, not so much distractions, really to stay focused. And so we understand each other more and better, and we find points where we can really collaborate, where we can really play together or really support, where the doctor or the nurse really understands, okay, this is here, you can really help me, for example, to get in touch with the child, to introduce myself. So when we are friends like this, then that's easier for the child. So this is really something, it's not a workshop like we are teaching something, it's more an exchange. And we see, okay, this is what you need, this is what we can do. They understand why we play, why we do this and why we do that. And this is really something where we benefit a lot of each other.
Maria, thank you so much for touching the topic of the humor seminars that are such a vital part of our education. And right now, I'm really so excited to hear the perspective of Gerda Kamašinė, who is medical staff at the Vilnius University Hospital, Santaros Klinikos. Gerda, it's so precious to have your perspective here as one of our partners in the field, in hospital. I have a question for you. And my question is, you've been collaborating with Red Noses Lithuania for 15 years. What does the collaboration look like in practice?
I can say about the collaboration in these days and 15 years ago, in two ways. First way is that it's collaboration, but it's also like friendship, because it's amazing. In the first days when I saw them, then I saw the idea, and then the administration told us that there are some couple things we want to try. It's a clowns. In yours department, I said, okay, let's try, because I also like to laugh, to talk, to say something amazing, because I am working with the kids, so you can imagine. So that collaboration is what amazing that they want to collaborating with the medical staff. First of all, what we are doing, I know the days, then they are coming to our department, they are coming to me, we are having 2 minutes discussion about our patients, how they can go, how maybe in that ward they can't go because their kid after transplantation and he have isolation. So they are working behind the huge window, and trust me, it's amazing thing to see how the patient is watching like screen or something from that huge window from his ward. And it's amazing. And we are talking about every situations, about the little. I have also making some lectures about our patients, what is diseases, about the kidneys transplantations, heart transplantations, with the other abdominal chronic diseases, how to prepare, how to come, what they can have, what they can't, because it's kids, he have chronic disease and he don't know, and he maybe can be angry. Sometimes I know my patients because I'm working with them. I see they are not in the mood. So sometimes we are collaborating with the hands. I'm showing them. I'm going by the department. I'm showing them, and they understood me. So it's amazing because, like I told, we are like friends. And other collaboration, what is amazing. I am also there asking me, and I'm confirming that, to talk for the other people in the TV. Like in September, we have a huge discussion festival in Vilnius in a huge park. People could come and listen us for the peoples to talk. What this is, laughing, talking, what the clown is. So this collaboration for me is amazing. I don't want to stop it. And all the time, if I'm seeing, on these days, they are not clowns, sometimes I am going to my patients like that.
Ah, that's great. You're really embracing the clown spirit, I can see. So congratulations. So great to hear and to see. I also wanted to ask you, you have mentioned before how the people react when they see the clowns. And is there any reaction that surprised you the most?
I have a lot of patients on dialysis. I'm also working with the kids' dialysis. And, then the kid have development disorder, and it's hard to come to him. But trust me, on first days, it was a little bit strange for him in the dialysis day. And I said to clowns, okay, come, we can try, because I know him maybe a little bit, because, that needles, that blood, everything, And days after days, weeks after weeks, they found the contact with him, because it's very hard to find the contact with that kids. Trust me. And they found he started to talk. He started to make some moves, sometimes to smile. So that was the most amazing in that collaboration, and the clowns in the hospital.
Thank you so much, Gerda. Maria, would you like to say something about it?
Yeah, I'm so happy about what you are telling, Gerda, because it's so, I can see it in your face that you are really really love it, and this makes me happy, because this is so important for our work, that we work hand in hand. And it's so nice what you tell about that we sometimes achieve with this. We have no intention, we don't want anything, we are just there. It's more about being there. It's not about doing so much stuff. It's really about being there. And with this being, there is very often like miracles are happening, because the children, they feel that they don't have to. So they can, but they don't have to. And this is a big freedom. And in this big freedom can happen so many miracles. And it's so nice to hear that you are that you are really having them and being there when they are happening. So I'm just wanted to say that I'm very happy about this.
These days, then I know that the clowns is coming on the Thursdays, so already the staff, the children, the parents, they're seeing the clowns. It's already changing their faces. Trust me, they cannot do anything. They just can walk a little bit, maybe something playing or something. Already the people is changing.
How beautiful. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Maria and Gerda. Christophe, do you want to jump in?
Absolutely. I need to say something. Because I am listening to you, to us, and I am observing something is that what is happening right now, because I know Maria since a long time and very good, and we are friends and colleagues, and when we talk about clowning, we know what we talk about, and we can be even very technical, like what do we need, how does it work? And Gerda, we don't know you very well, but just to listen to you, something is happening with me, I can say, but I feel it also between us. We are not even in the same room, but something is happening which happens all the time. It's the magic of this moment that I hear your stories and I feel like the same way I feel when I'm in the hospital. We are talking about education. How can we train ourselves? How can we become better and everything? But what is it all about? It's about this encounter, and you are talking about friendship and love. And that's exactly it. That's what it's about. And this is happening right now. I just hear your stories, I hear you talking, and I have goosebumps because I say, yes, that's it. That's what it's all about. And
Yep.
if this happens, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
That's it. It's very simple.
Thank you, Christophe. So simple and yet so powerful. As we
Yeah.
were saying at the very beginning, it's really about transforming these moments of laughter into real human connection. So thank you so much, Gerda, for bringing up this example, and thanks for the discussion to our panelists. I would like to go back a little bit into the topic of education right now, if that's okay. And I have a few more questions for you about it. I would like to start again, maybe with Christophe, if that's okay.
Sure.
Great. About, again, the education and diagnosis. You know, every artistic activity needs the freedom to evolve and to adapt, as we just also mentioned. And artists need the freedom to explore in their practice and to seek personalized connections with their audience when they work. How do you balance this need for freedom of the clowns with the structure and shared approach that education provides at Red Noses?
Yeah, that's a very interesting topic for clowns, is freedom and space to be authentic. That's a very, and this in combination with education is a very interesting question for us. And to be honest, to educate a clown, it's a true paradox. Which is on itself already very clownish, because according to our philosophy, you cannot learn to become a clown. It's not teachable. And so to be in the rehearsal room with clowns and learn to become a clown, it's a true challenge, because it's impossible. So what we are actually doing, what we are busy with, it's to, in the beginning, I would even say, it's what we are trying to do, or what we invite the clowns to do, is to leave all their ideas, their opinions, their thoughts, their images of what they think is a clown or what they think is their clown. We ask them to leave it in the garderobe and to really connect to who they are, to learn to know who they are. Because for me, through clown education, it's an invitation to become free and to discover again. So that's very paradoxical in a way. So forget everything so that you can learn to be free. What is it about? For me, the whole education for a clown artist is to learn to know themselves very good, to connect with their beauty, their passion, but also their darkness, their ugliness, their mistakes, everything that we don't like to admit or to show, everything that human beings are trying to hide because we want to be beautiful, elegant, eloquent, and everything. But the core of the human being has all this variety of things. We are clumsy, we are beautiful, we are elegant, and we have a lot of darkness as well. And we work in places of darkness. So to teach or to invite a clown to discover and to accept their own vulnerability, to have it as a strength, that's a big work, because to my opinion, if they can really accept and deal with it and see it, that's the only way that they can also themselves go into an authentic encounter and meet vulnerable people. And to do that, to work with that sensibility, it demands a huge amount of discipline and full engagement. So it's a hard work. That's one aspect. Another aspect is that clowns are not just poetic characters walking around and connect. The clowns can do things. So they have to work hard to work on their skills. And I call that artistic languages. So the more languages a clown can speak, the better. if a clown is a musician, an acrobat, a singer, a dancer, the more the better. But it's very important to understand that all of these skills, all of the things the clown can do, it's not the goal on itself, as we said before, because we are working in healthcare environment. They are just the vehicle for going into a true encounter. Mm-hmm. So in order to get a lot of skills, they can be free again to connect even more. And only then, accepting all of these aspects, feeling free, they can go into the light and invite the audience in that light, bright atmosphere.
Thank you so much, Christophe, to bringing us into this educational journey. I think it's so nice that we mentioned mistakes, vulnerability also, you know, the freedom also to do mistakes. I think it's a very, very important characteristics of the clowns and very important also for everybody experiencing the clowns in the hospitals. Maria, I'm sure you have a lot to say about education yourself as well. So I have a question for you. Based on your experience at Red Noses Germany, what training exercise helps most powerfully an artist shift from just entertaining to truly offering emotional connection and emotional uplift?
Yeah, I want to take the topic of Christophe also, because it was like, yes, it's about that. Yes, I see. This is it. It is about being in the first row, being human, and this means really knowing yourself, knowing everything in yourself, not hiding, but at the contrary, to show and be brave and go through it. And I think this is getting more and more important from my experience as in this managing as managing director, also that artistic director, that it's more and more important really to look when we have an audition. We just had an audition now in Germany, and we are looking, okay, what is, as Christophe said, what is in the rucksack? So what can you do? What are your skills when they are needed? But also the same importance is, are you someone who is resilient, or who is really a team player, who is really listening to yourself, listening to the other, and is it really, can we rely on you? Are you resilient to do this really challenging job? And as an educational tool, I think that in the last years we were really focusing on that, what we call the bubble. So it's like this soap bubble, which is clear. It's not like you are hiding in the bubble and not seeing what is happening around you. It's really like you have this bubble and you see the outside, but you are not reacting immediately like a little puppy who is like following every ball who is flying around. So you have your bubble, and you have this can be your own bubble when you do, for example, like when you do this intensive smile, where we do accompany children to the surgery. You need your bubble, because there are sometimes we are really very close on very existential and very hard, challenging situations where we think we're getting more and more close to these crucial points where really the fear is very, very big, and where we meet really hard challenges. It's not like being there in the afternoon when everybody has nothing to do and we are just doing some distraction and bringing some joy when there is nothing, then, oh, I'm bored. It's really being there when it's getting painful, when it's getting very fearful. Mm-hmm. And for this, we need a strong place in ourselves where we can connect. When everything on the outside is crashing, when the baby is burning, is crying the soul out of the body because it's so painful, then we need something which we can connect to in our inside, just to be there, not to run away and say, oh, okay, I can't stand this, just to stay there. And this is what we call the bubble work, where we find something, a place in ourselves where we can connect to and where we can stay strong and not collapse. And this is the bubble for when you work alone, but it's also the bubble with your partner. So that you are not so oriented, not so focused on, what does he need? What does he need? What does he need? So that you have this common place with your partner where it's like, you are the most important thing for me in the world. You're a genius. You are my buddy, and I'm so in love with you. And this is so strong that sometimes it's enough, as you said, Gerda, just to watch two clowns who are really in love with each other, or were really also maybe sometimes they have a fight, but they're very strong together, and you feel this human connection between the two. And sometimes it's just nice to watch them and to see, hey, what are they doing? I don't understand it, but it's so joyful. It's so alive. And this is what we call the bubble also, that you are really focused on this strong, strong connection, and you not leave your partner behind because there is a possibility to, I don't know, to do some magic or whatever. So it's really to keep, and this is what we call, this bubble work is more and more important for us. And we are very happy that we found it like a topic where we can really concentrate on.
Thank you, Maria, for mentioning the bubble exercise. So it's the bubble for the clown and also the bubble for the clown duo. This is what we mean when we speak about partners, right?
Yes.
Just wanted to,
Yes.
to clarify that we're talking about the clown partners, of course. Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much, Maria. Now, we've heard a lot about all the work behind the scene, all the work that the clowns do. And now, again, I would like to go to Gerda and ask her about, shift perspective and see what people perceive when the clown are working in the wards. So from your observation, Gerda, what immediate changes do you see in children and their families after spending time with the red noses clown?
First of all, you can not see, you can hear they are coming. It's amazing then they are coming like with a little 𝐂𝐫𝐞𝐿𝐻, and they're going to the department, and you already see the kids who is very angry already because he have make some already needles or something, he's watching, he's starting to watch all the time. Already the parents know, because like I told you, in Lithuania we are working 15 years, so already all in mass media everywhere we are talking about the doctors clowns, how they can help. They already know, they sometimes are asking, so you can already see the changes in faces, the changes in stuff also. I remember very good, they were come, I was something with the patient doing, and they saw that they're crying or something, they are angry, and they said for me, one is playing with our 𝐂𝐫𝐿𝐻, the other is saying, nurse, can we dance? I looked at them and I said, of course. And we started to dance. I and the clown, we are starting to dance like waltz or something, to move in a circle. And it's amazing. You can see how it's changing. You're starting to also to laugh, to sing, or to something. It's amazing what you can feel inside for your patients, for yourself, for your brains, for your feelings like a human. I am also a mom, and I have to work with that kid, so you can imagine. So it's also the therapy for us, for stuff. Trust me.
Great. Thanks a lot for this example. Maria and Christophe, do you want to jump in on this? I'm sure it resonates so much with your experience as clowns.
Yes, it's beautiful, and it's nice to hear, because that's exactly also what is important to us. Like, as I was speaking about our history, is that, why did we go into the hospital? Is because we want to be there for the children. And in the beginning, we were like this, the children. And then we realize, what is the reality of a child? It's everything that happens around this child also is the brother, the sister, the friends, the parents, the nurses, the doctors, everybody which is around. So we realize that what we do there is not to work with the child, is that we are in the atmosphere of a hospital. So it has an influence on everybody. And if we see that everybody is affected, it's good for the child and it's magical. And you create a lot of spirals of everybody's has an effect on everybody. So to have somebody that comes, a nurse like Gerda, come into the room and say, wow, it was so nice dancing. It's beautiful. So it makes our work a little bit less necessary also. And that's beautiful.
But that connection is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm working, so I know it's amazing that to find that connection. Sometimes they cannot to speak, just make some movements. It's already connection, and the kid is taking eyes contact or something. You can already move like after huge transplantation or something. Yeah, there are a huge scars. You have to take the plaster, okay? But the clown is standing in the couple of meters, but he is already taking the eye contact, or he's interested to make some interest, and you already can do something. So it's like I'm saying, maybe you can work here every day, every time. It's not enough 1 day per week. Okay, I know the hospital is huge. There are a lot of other departments also, but it's amazing to be so more and more, because it's really helping. We have to think. I already remember my son is 6 years old. One day I have to take him with me, and there was Clown's Day. He saw and he said, Mom, it's amazing, because we have these noses at home, we are playing, and he saw and he said, it's really not painful. There are doctors, they are really doctors. So you can imagine my son is okay. He is not in illness, but he already loves that. So can you imagine, in kids, they are lying in hospital 2 or 3 or 1 month, so for them they already know that days. So I am always laughing, can you come every day?
So
there's no sources of the human, I know.
That's the biggest compliment we can get. Yeah. I think it's really when someone like you says, "Oh, could you be there every day?" That fills my heart with love, because it's really to get in this collaboration, not to be something nice to have, like, okay, it's nice, then on top there is some clowning, but really to see this.
It's working.
This work.
Working.
Yes, it's working, and it's good. It's good for everybody. It's good for everybody, and we are trained to see what does it need, what does it. It's not always the big one. Sometimes it's very small. Sometimes it's just a little ukulele, or just sitting there and watching or whatever, and it's so nice to see how essential it is when it is accepted and when it is embraced from everybody.
And maybe, sorry, maybe I would like to add something, because the topic of this encounter now is education. And for me, it's so beautiful what we are talking about, because that's also for me really the sense of education. So what we are talking about now, you can't learn this in a rehearsal room. It's impossible. We can share stories, we can talk about how nice and important it is, but the education of a clown, it happens, I would say, 50% or 80% or 90%, I don't know. It happens in those moments where we say, wow, this was now something essential. There is something to learn, and not with the brain, but with the heart. And that's what this clown education is all about, I would say.
Thank you, Christophe. Thank you, everyone, really, for this heartwarming conversation. It was so great to see that, the work of the clowns not only arrived to the children and the families at hospital, but really touches also the healthcare staff, medical staff, everybody that the clown encounters. So it was really, really an interesting conversation, a precious one. We are at the end of today's conversation. What we've discussed reminds us that behind every moment of laughter lies intention, thorough preparation, and skill. And we've also mentioned how the work of the clowns not only strengthens connections, but also helps create the connections in hospital and with the staff. So at this point, I would just like to thank you again for being with us today, Gerda, Christophe, and Maria, and see you next time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.